Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. There was a shooting in New Brunswick, Canada, in a town called Fredericton. Fredericton. So, and four people, I think. So that's confirmed. Four people have been killed. At least four people. Two of them were police officers, and it's now been there's a suspect in custody. There's no identity of the suspect so far, and this happened around 8:20, 8:30 this morning, local time, which is they're an hour ahead of us on the East Coast in Philadelphia. So, which was so around 7:30 this morning. There was a witness here on Twitter and a couple different places speaking to the Huffington Post has him talking to him, as well as the CBC, and he lived. There's apparently some low-rise apartment complexes. He lives in one of them. I believe he lives in apartment C. He's right across from it. So he woke up to the gunshots, and so he looked out his window and saw activity. He looked out another window. He said he could see. He saw three. What he believed was deceased people. Two of them were police officers. One of them was a civilian. He actually tried to help. And go out there and sort of get people out of the harm's way that were down. And I think one guy was so too big and they couldn't get him, so the police told him just to get out of there, I believe. So, but he said he actually saw the shooter in the window, not the person, but he could see the barrel of the gun up in the top level of the apartment complex coming out of the window wherever the person was living. And he said he heard about 20, or I think I heard reports of 20 gunshots. He doesn't say that. He said it sounded like the whole clip went off. That's what he said in one of these two interviews. So it's in Fredericton, in New Brunswick, which is it's just north of the United States, sort of. I don't know what that. It looks about 100 miles, maybe a little less, 50 miles. So, and here's actually where it's located. It's in between. This is Main Street and Ring Road on Brookside Drive. It's somewhere in here. That's a pretty big distance, actually. So, and initially, because it was an active shooter, they were asking people to not identify where they were, because it was dangerous and there was a shooter and so forth. And I literally said that somewhere. I think in this. It does say at 8:45 Eastern Time, which is 9:45 their time, as I understand it. Police confirmed a suspect was in custody and the investigation was ongoing. They had previously warned the public not to expose whereabouts of police as they work to address the situation. So this person, he gives pretty vivid accounts of what he saw and heard. Let me just kind of play a portion or two of that. And there are two different interviews. They're not the same one.
I looked outside my window and it was a cop firing at the suspect, I assume.
So can you tell me what you saw?
I just woke up to gunshots outside my window, and I looked outside my window and it was a cop firing at the suspect, I assume. And then I went to my other window to look out and see what he was shooting at, and it was the suspect with the barrel at the top of the other apartment. And then went around out the back of to look out back too, because they were out back, and there was two cops laying there that were, I believe, deceased on the ground, and there was one deceased civilian. And I tried to help them bring one in the truck, but they couldn't get him in. He was too heavy, so we just evacuated the building and came over here.
Did you see what the suspect looked like?
No, he's inside an apartment. He hasn't been outside at all. He's inside an apartment, barricaded inside.
But you saw a weapon?
I saw the barrel of the gun outside the window, yes.
How are you doing?
I don't know right now. I'm just very startled. Very, very startled.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, for sure. Here's him talking to another reporter.
I woke up and I heard gunshots, and I looked outside my window, and there was basically three people laying there.
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't a pretty sight.
What did you do then? You went out to help.
The cops were trying to put one of their officers in the vehicle so they could take them out to safety. So I went out and I tried to help them, and they couldn't get him in, so they told me to just get in and evacuate him.
What time of the day was that?
It was probably 8:30, 9 o'clock.
And what you heard the initial shots? How many did you hear?
I heard probably a full clip go off. I don't know how many was in it, but it was a lot.
And the officers, when you went out to help them, what did they tell you?
They told me to get the cover because the guy was still shooting.
Right.
They were trying to get their own to safety.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you live in one of these low-rise apartment buildings that we've been looking at, right?
Yes, I do. I live in Building D.
In Building D.
Yes.
And is that where the individual was who was shooting?
No, he was in Building C.
Right. So right across from you.
Right across from me.
He
Yes.
was in a basement window, right?
No, he was in the very top.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
And what has happened since you've been here? You've been watching events.
Yes.
Things seem to have calmed down since then.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
I've just been basically waiting to know when I can go back home.
Yeah. And what's the feeling among you and your neighbors? Because there are other people here as well in these buildings. Did you ever...
Okay, so at least 4 dead. 2 of those are officers. It's another mass shooting there, and it's pretty crazy. So that's it, man. That's the story there. I mean, I thought I could tell by I was looking on Brookside Drive, just trying to get my bearings of where this might have been, and I thought I could tell based on the reflection in the window where he was talking where that is. I might look around and just see, just because now it's contained. The person's who the shooter's in custody, the alleged shooter or whatever. No identity has been released or anything like that. I expect that that may be a while. It seems like the Canadian authorities kind of take their time in releasing that stuff. And that is the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.